is now my pleasure to invite to the virtual podium Dr. Tom Shaner on behalf of the National Alumni Board, who will welcome those who will be our newest alum. Those who work closely with Thomas P. Shaner, MD, describe him as a man who exemplifies the Christian principle of doing nothing out of selfish ambition, but rather in humility, considering others more important than himself. Dr. Shaner was a practicing OBGYN physician for nearly 50 years in St. Louis. After earning his undergraduate and medical degrees from St. Louis University, Dr. Shaner completed his internship and residency at SSM Health St. Louis University Hospital. Dr. Shaner then opened his private practice and joined the medical school's clinical faculty. He proved to be as passionate about teaching as he was about patient care. He was an early proponent for laparoscopic surgery, and his skills are legendary. Even with the heavy demands of his schedule, Shaner found time to train OBGYN physicians in Brazil, Honduras, and Haiti. He frequently volunteered at the student-run clinic in North City for underserved patients and at Rake and Jordan Pediatric Hospital. He donates generously to SLU, both with his time and his resources. He has received numerous teaching and service awards, including the Haitian Medical Association Abroad Award for service to the people of Haiti. He was on St. Louis Magazine's Best Doctors list for more than a decade. Retired in 2014, Shaner dedicates time to his family while volunteering at his church and as a reading tutor to inner city children. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Shaner.
Good morning and congratulations on your great graduation. The schools you're going to and the residencies are very impressive. Special congratulations on matching 100%. I am a graduate of St. Louis Medical School class of 1972, and I'm here due to the efforts of my former partner, Dr. Robert Plaskowitz, who nominated me for this award. He was a member of the St. Louis U OBGYN department for 38 years. This spring, we have all admired the courage, selflessness, teamwork, and dedication of our doctors and nurses on the front lines of the pandemic. This cartoon, which I hope you can see now, if they would show this, by Erica Lee, captures the feeling in his analogy to D-Day in Normandy in 1944. I believe this is most apropos. I've truly never been prouder to be a physician. So what does a physician who graduated almost 50 years ago have to say to graduates in 2020? I graduated at a much calmer time. I wish to share a few thoughts on the art of medicine, things not covered in a book or on a computer screen. They come from 40 years of private practice and informal teaching, mainly one-on-one with you residents or med students, in the office, in the operating room, in labor and delivery, and at the bedside. So some of these points in no particular order I'd like to cover. And as accomplished as you are, these are probably things you already know, but let me mention them one by one. First of all, listen to your patient. Listen to the patient's family. The first step in making a diagnosis is to listen carefully and patiently. When I was in practice a few short years, a study in the 80s claimed that on average, doctors interrupted their patient every 7 seconds. Try not to stare at the screen, occasionally looking over your shoulder while taking a history. Look your patient directly in their eyes. This is particularly important at the end of your visit when you're discussing your diagnosis and your plan of treatment. Eye contact can convey both compassion and competence. We no longer have the fist bump or the hug, so make good eye contact. Secondly, a prompt and thorough communication with patients, nurses, and colleagues is crucial. Never underestimate the anxiety suffered while waiting for blood tests, biopsy results, or x-rays and scans. Think right now about all of our colleagues who are waiting for their COVID-19 test. A weekend is a very long time to wait for a test or for a biopsy. If there's any way for you to short circuit the process and get the results to that patient before the sun comes up on Monday, please do so. If apropos in your residency, calling your patients the night before a surgery or a procedure is a very good way to allay fear and to answer last-minute questions. I guarantee you your patient will enter the hospital the next morning in a much calmer demeanor. Never delegate these responsibilities to anyone else. Truly, you own that responsibility. Call the patient yourself. You are their physician. Also, answer calls as soon as possible. Don't make the nurse call you twice. If you get a reputation for that, it's very hard to lose that. If the call at 3 a.m. doesn't ring right with you and you're laying in bed worrying, please just go to the bedside. You will never regret doing so. As you all know, there are 3 A's to being a good resident. You must be affable, you must be able, and you should be available. Never pass up a chance to assist on an unusual case or to enhance your skills in any other fashion. There's a great expression about this, and it goes like this: there are no lost opportunities. Someone will take the ones that you missed. In conclusion, I would like to talk to you about a man back in 1927, a Dr. Francis W. Peabody. He was lecturing to the Harvard medical students at that time, 93 years ago. And he said something that I believe should resonate with all of us, especially during this pandemic. One of the essential qualities of the clinician is interest in humanity. For the secret of the care of the patient is in caring for that patient. God bless you and keep you healthy. Congratulations, you're a most impressive class. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shaner.